Hey, welcome to this week's episode. We're going to be chatting with Jess from Jocelyn's Baby, and you've got your own on.
Oh, Jeff, amazing.
Hello.
Hello.
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great. I'm doing better than last time I ripped my pants. This time I haven't.
You ripped your pants last time.
Yeah, before the episode with Ryan.
Oh, mate, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, it's pretty rough. These pants are fine. Yeah, it was a bit. I did smash my phone though, so not on a good record. I was in a skipping race with a friend of mine.
Okay. This was before all of this, or was this?
This was like last night or like the night before. Yeah. So we had a few drinks, and then he was like, "How fast can you skip?" And so then.
Fast enough to
smash my phone. Yeah. Well, I didn't rip my pants, but he did.
Oh, okay.
So there's been a lot of pant ripping recently, actually, which is a bit of a shame.
Damn.
But yeah, maybe I should just talk about pant ripping on this show, because that's kind of been happening a lot.
Yeah, I once ripped my pants at work.
Did you?
Yeah, and had to do the whole sweater around the waist technique.
No, that's awful. I've never done it at work.
Yeah, it was pretty rough. Hey.
Yeah. What were you doing? Were you?
I was just like bending down to pick up a box of milk. It's like you got to bend down, you got to bend your knees.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, otherwise you break your back.
Yeah.
But I broke
your pants.
Broke my pants. Yeah.
It happens to the best of us. We all rip pants.
Yeah. Strong intro.
Yeah, good intro. Yeah, I know. We are professionals. Yeah. The pant ripping will be every episode, I think.
Very good.
So yeah, tell me about yourself. You're Jess.
Yes.
Who is Jess?
Jess is me. Hello. I guess I started music back when I was 17.
Oh, cool.
And played live for a while and played a lot of shitty cover gigs just by myself, and did not enjoy it so much, and then kind of went into the theatre world and did a bit of performance, bit of sound design, and writing as well.
Cool.
Yeah, and then kind of wanted to get back into music, but really focus on the original side of things, and not playing. I never played Wonderwall, but I never stooped that low.
Yeah, as close to Wonderwall as you could get. Yeah.
It's definitely scraping the bottom of the barrel.
Yeah, I know the feeling. There are times where you're like, should I play Wonderwall?
I guess it works, but and then a part of your soul just gets chipped away.
I feel like that's when the final nail in the coffin.
Yeah, you can never get that part back.
Exactly.
It's gone. Yeah.
So how did you find the theatre stuff?
Really fun.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. It was, I don't know, I kind of fell into it almost by accident. I auditioned for a pantomime in Bridgetown, and I didn't get the part. And then I think I just in spite was I want to do this. And then I studied theatre then finished a fucking degree. And I was like, oh, I'm actually really good at it. And it's really fun. And all from in spite of not getting into a pantomime
and then
in a regional town. Yeah.
You should have picked me.
Yeah, he's like, should have known.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was fun. Throughout those years, learnt new ways of storytelling, and how to make community around the things that you do and what you make. And it's something that I didn't really have, I think, in my skill set before going into the theatre world and just playing music, and then being able to take that and into my original tunes now is it's been sort of life-changing, really. It's really cool.
Yeah. So it really inspired your writing, in terms of lyricism, would you say, more than anything? Or
not so much lyricism, just more so trusting people more, I guess. Okay. And I don't know, I write all the songs, but there's only so far you can take them as one person unless you're a fucking genius. But sorry, I'm not sure if I'm allowed. Am I allowed to swear?
Okay. Swear like I say. We can say piss and shit. We can fart. All the swear words.
Yeah, the big three.
the bodily function swears. Yeah.
It's as I was saying, there's only so far you can go as an individual, I think, unless you have that skill set and all the gear and the resources. But I don't know, it just made me realize shit, I can't do this by myself. And it's so much, the music is so much richer for, I don't know, just opening up a bit more and letting people in, I guess.
Right.
Yeah.
And so that kind of inspired Jocelyn's Baby then, with like kind of like taking more of a band approach than previously?
I did read a really cool interview with Japanese Breakfast, and she kind of described her project as like a thing that she directs but is so reliant on collaboration, and that's kind of like how I see the music. So she definitely like goes out and writes her own stuff, but it'd just be nothing without the people around her. So,
I feel like it's really cool when people like, because obviously like writing and stuff is quite a process, and like it's very personal to you, but it can be really cool when you get other people's kind of like input, because it starts to become a little bit bigger than just like internal, and you're kind of like, oh, this is how other people kind of see this. It can be, for sure, collaboration is always a lot of fun.
Yeah, definitely. And it's just nice to be in a room with people that are like, I guess like better than you at what you do. It's like, it's a really great challenge, and it's very humbling, and it's a good thing.
Yeah, it's cool, because I've sat in on some of your recordings for your upcoming album, which I'm really excited about, because I really like a lot of the songs that I've heard. So I wanted to kind of talk to you about that as well, because like I mean, how are you feeling about that, about the process so far? Like, has it been different to what you've done previously?
Yeah, it's been very different. So the past release that I had was an EP. It's like a 5-track EP called Fetus and Fossil, and I just pretty much recorded that with Ryan, and I have had some mates like come in and like essentially were like session musicians for it. And like I loved that process, but I think this one has just been so much more collaborative and a lot easier, I think, just being in the room, and it just more fun and silly. And
it's been really fun. Like I mean, I haven't really had much to do with like projects on like outside of uni and stuff, but like I was like, oh, is this what it's like? Because this is awesome. Like, it's so much fun. We're just kind of like chatting a bit of shit while someone's playing something quite pretty in the other room, and then it's like,
and then like, it comes together, and like, oh, it's pretty good.
We're like, that was really good. And then we're like, who wants a tea?
Yeah,
and it's
pretty
like,
much.
It's been a really cool process, and like
I'm glad you were a part of it. Hey,
thank you, I appreciate it. I haven't done much. I hit record every now and then.
You hit that button so good. Just bam.
I'm a pro. That's what this whole degree is about. It's just like hitting the button.
That's it.
And I still fuck it up sometimes. But yeah, I like one thing I specifically wanted to ask you is like, I noticed that like every song is like very different from the others. Like, they're all very unique. Is that because you kind of like started to branch out into theater and like kind of got into like, I guess, looking at songs more individually than like having just like I am like one genre? Because it's pretty cool how like you jump from genre to genre in a way. What inspired that, do you reckon?
I guess it's more so like the stories behind the songs and like letting that be the leader of how the thing should sound. I guess it's I don't know, I think it's like good and bad parts to it. Like, there's not a uniform sound on the album, but there is a lot of variation, and it feels more true to what I guess the lyricism in that moment says. Like, but it's, I guess at this point, because it is first sort of it's debut album, that I'm just kind of just trying to be like having fun with it, and I'm not super serious about like, oh, this is exactly what this like me as an artist or this band sounds like. Maybe letting people in on like, we're a sort of group that can chop and change, and depending on like what we're trying to say, really. Yeah,
that's cool. It sounds cool. Like, it's really fun being like, oh, this song's like, there's like one that's a little bit like Western themed, and then there's one that's like a bit more like, I guess, like Spanishy, like flamenco-y even in a way. And it's like, it's really cool, like going through all these different routes, and it is a lot of fun. Well, I find it fun.
Oh, I'm glad.
That's cool. Yeah, cool. So have you been playing any of them live yet? Or?
Yeah, so we've been playing as a band since September, I think. Yeah, playing live since then. And I feel like we've achieved a lot in that time, which is really cool. Yeah. I think I get a bit caught up with like, we always do it, like we go on Instagram and just like start comparing like different sort of trajectories of different artists and then yourself, and it's like, oh, why am I not doing that? But like, fuck it, we're able to record almost an entire album within a year, and also, you know, establish ourselves as a band. And,
and you're playing around Perth, you're gigging. That's the dream for a lot of people.
Yeah, and we did Slightly Odd Way. That was fun.
Oh wow, that's so cool.
Yeah, did lots of little things.
Yeah, right. That's awesome. And I know you've been gigging a little bit as well, because you play in a band with Ryan, who we had on the first episode.
Yeah, I think Yawn Vibes is taking a little bit of a break at the moment.
Right. Okay.
But they're still working hard at piecing together their album as well. I feel like a lot of acts at the moment in Perth are kind of, just either lying low and just like putting things together at the moment, which is really cool. It's like nice to see not everyone is just like, let's hustle, let's grind, let's, you know, maybe let's just put our time and energy into making this thing really like great. So it's
kind of like the, I guess, like iterative stages for everyone.
Yeah,
do you think that's like a COVID thing? Because I feel like a lot of people got pretty like into writing and like kind of getting ideas out when COVID was happening, because obviously you couldn't play.
Yeah, for sure.
Did that happen with you? Is that kind of how this album came to be?
Some of the songs on this album I've been sitting on for like close to 10 years.
Oh, really?
Like, yeah, there are some, that I wrote when I was like 19, 20, but then there's some that I wrote like last year.
Yeah.
So for me, COVID was more so like almost like a big reset of like, oh, this world's really fucked up. Like, might as well do what I want to do.
Yeah.
Even though it is extremely difficult for artists at the moment. It's like really, really fucking tough. But like, I guess trying to find a way through it and like trying to find joy in it feels like sort of a way of resistance almost. So which is a nice feeling. And the past EP, Fetus and Fossil, that was all inspired by everything that happened in 2020 really.
Right.
And just wanted to like reflect on that and be like, oh, that's kind of like a time capsule piece. Yeah. That's done. Leave it. Let's move on to the next thing. Yeah.
And that's Jocelyn's baby. Which is like a band and collaborative, and it's all very different.
Yeah, for sure.
That's so cool. So what kind of plans do you guys have going forward then?
I guess like, getting the album, which is called Are You Listening? All in capitals, because make them listen.
Yeah, exactly. It's yelling.
It's yelling. So get that out. I'm applying for a grant to get a couple of music videos underway, which will be fun.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So the next sort of single that's coming out, Did It Hurt You? I'm hoping to have a cute music video for that.
Nice.
And the dark country one you were talking about, Grab Your Gun. Hoping to have I just want it to be like just all silly and fun. I keep coming back to that. But after that, I've got another album that I want to start working on.
Oh, ready? You ready to just jump straight back into another
Pretty
one?
much. It's just, I've written so many fucking songs, Angus. I just want to get them like out. Like,
That's cool. That's a good place to be in. Like, I feel like I have the opposite issue where I'm like, I don't have enough to justify like releasing anything.
Oh, okay.
So like having too much I feel is a good thing, especially when you're being more collaborative now, because it's like you can just throw ideas to your band and have them be like, oh, I love this, and then like jump on.
That's been such a blessing. Hey, just finding people that are enthusiastic about what you do, and like also just trying to hone back and take care of the people that you're collaborating with has been it's a big learning thing for me as well.
Yeah, for sure. We just had a quick break. We're back. We're talking about the pufferfish eating the carrot.
Oh, that's the sound it made.
Yeah, it goes. Oh.
And then it died.
And then he killed it. And I didn't know that until today. And I've found so much joy from that video, only to find out that it ends so tragically.
I'll watch it when I get home.
It's really, it's so good. Just don't watch the end, because you'll feel sad. But he does go, oh, and that's like...
Very good.
And he's eating a carrot, and it's like I
just don't know if they're supposed to eat carrots, but
I don't know either. I don't know why he was eating a carrot. I mean, what was the reason for feeding it to him if he was just going to kill him? Maybe it was like his last meal.
Yeah. What would your last meal be?
Not a carrot.
No, yeah.
I don't know. I eat a lot of burgers.
Oh, that'd be all right.
Yeah, but I would want
Yeah.
something ridiculous, like super extravagant.
Yeah.
But I don't know because I don't know much about like extravagant food. I don't eat.
Like ceviche.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I'm like,
Puffer fish ceviche.
yeah, right, yeah.
And yeah, you just die.
And then kill my
Yeah.
get killed by the food.
Yeah.
That's why it's my last meal. Yeah, no, I would go for something tame probably, but I don't know. It feels like a waste.
I'm pretty sure there's a serial killer that ordered just one single olive.
I heard
Yeah.
about that, but that's kind of cold. I liked
Yeah.
that. That's a little bit like, I feel like that was him playing games with everyone. He's like, I want to be remembered as like a psycho.
Yeah.
Like,
There's a little dickhead that missed out on a really nice meal.
I know, yeah, he wasted
Yeah.
it, but it's like, I think it was all part of his game. Because
Yeah.
they're all like obsessed with some sort of fame, I guess.
Yeah, I guess they're like all sort of narcissists, really, in a
Yeah,
way. Yeah.
they love themselves.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh,
yeah, I know.
creepy.
Serial killer
Creepy
stuff.
people. Yeah.
I was like, it would have been cool to do a podcast about that. That was one thing I was tossing up in the early stages of this, actually.
Oh, yeah.
Because like I feel like everyone loves like hearing about that because it's so bizarre and it's so. But like I was listening to one for ages that was like I guess like a murder mystery podcast.
Okay.
But it just made me really sad all the time. I got really like. I just kept thinking about it and I was like, yeah, I didn't like it.
Yeah, I did a road trip from Parkes to Sydney, so that's like a 5-hour drive, and we were just listening to what was the guy that like inspired Wolf Creek?
Oh,
Ivan Milat.
Ivan Milat, yeah.
And for 5 hours, just like driving, listening to that, and we finally got to Sydney. And like, why do we feel so anxious? Why do we feel like someone's gonna kill? Well, because we were listening to true crime
Yeah.
for 5 hours.
For 5 hours.
That would do it. Yeah.
That's what was happening to me because I would like, you'd start one and you'd be like intrigued, so you'd want to finish it.
And then
like,
it's like junk food
yeah,
almost.
it is, but it makes you scared because it was, yeah, I know, because I would listen to them with my girlfriend and then she would be like, can you come with me when I go to the toilet? And I'm like,
It's like, why are you scared?
Yeah.
And then like, oh, can you come with me when I go?
yeah, I know, and I didn't want to leave the house because I'm like thinking about like, I hear a knock at the door and I'm like, I'm dead.
Yeah,
This is it. I'm
that's
about
it.
to get murdered. Yeah. No, I think the music is probably a lighter topic than, than
for
death,
sure. Than the
serial
death.
killers.
Yeah.
But maybe we could do just the puffer fish. We could just. I wonder how. I'm sure people would like half an hour of just the puffer fish noise.
It'd be a very niche audience. They'd be like loyal, I guess.
Yeah.
Very dedicated.
Yeah, I'd be
Yeah.
into it. I
Yeah,
know I'd
good.
like it. It's probably
Glad.
just me. But aside from like that road trip story,
Yeah.
I want to know more about you personally. Like, so what were you doing before music? Because you started at 17, which is like fairly
Yeah.
late comparatively. I would say.
Yeah. I mean, like, started live when I was 17.
Oh, okay.
I did classical piano when I was 5.
Oh, right.
I fucking hated classical piano.
Yeah.
It was awful.
That happened to me with drumming.
Yeah?
Like I played drums, and as soon as I started doing it like classically, it took all the fun out of it.
Yeah, no. As soon as you have that person like watching you
Yeah.
and assessing you, it's like, ugh, no, it's
It doesn't feel right.
no, it feels very unnatural. But then I started writing like really shitty songs when I was 14, and then kind of went from there, and they got less shit. So
Cool. And
Yeah.
now they're good. Now they're really good.
I know I can say like, they're good.
Yeah.
With confidence.
That's
great.
Cool. I'm glad. That's awesome. That's a good
Yeah.
place to be in. So where did you go to high school?
I went to Sacred Heart College,
Okay.
and that was a very sporty school.
Right.
Yeah.
Did you play sport?
I did, actually. I really wanted to play AFL, but they just kind of stopped the girls' team.
Oh,
Yeah,
right.
but-
Were there like not enough people or just,
No, there was quite a few of us that were interested, but it's just like,
just high
I don't know,
school?
just high school, like back in the day, that didn't
Right.
really give a shit about
That's-
women's sport. But
That's dumb.
yeah, but it's getting better, which is really cool to see.
Yeah, cool.
And I'm just like, that would have been fun.
Now's the time.
Yeah, that intergenerational envy.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah, like go back
Yeah.
back to and just absolutely pummel them all. Like
yeah, I'll get pummeled myself.
maybe. Can I play AFL with 14-year-olds?
Yeah. Weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's kind of like on my bucket list, is to like go into a community team and just like do at least one season and see.
That'd be fun.
See what happens.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. I went to like an arts school.
Yeah.
So it was like...
Is that John Curtin?
John Curtin, yeah. So I played music, but we did have a soccer program. So there was like a weird... And dance, which is like sport.
Oh, you were saying that you like were in the field and like doing cartwheels and things.
That's true. Yeah. I
when I was sort of player.
When I was a kid, and I played soccer, I would do cartwheels with my friend instead. So then I pretty quickly got dropped. But that was before high school. I would not have got in.
Yeah.
But yeah, the dance wasn't good. I didn't do very well. We had to do like electives.
Oh, right,
and they would kind of force you into like a rotation, and one of them was dance. And I'm not built to dance. I'm a terrible dancer.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's a bit of a shame.
Yeah, I love dancing.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Are you good at it?
Like I can groove.
Yeah.
But I can't really take direction. I did line dancing a couple of weeks ago.
Oh,
which is really fun with Elise, who plays violin for Grab Your Gun, and also Georgina Cramen from Ribs.
Oh, okay.
So it was just the three of us, like, I don't know, in the Perth indie scene, just doing some line dancing.
Bit of a hoedown.
Yeah, it was real cute. Just, yeah.
Were you boot scooting and all the... I don't know what much about line dancing.
We did the electric slide, which I can't remember off the top of my head. Yeah, if I could, then
You'd be up. You'd be up and doing it.
Yeah, but I don't want to make a fool of myself. And I'd probably be out of shot anyway.
Yeah,
so.
We'd have to reframe everything.
But yeah, it was really fun. It was so wholesome. It was just a bunch of like, I don't know, it was like different age groups, but mostly like older women in their 60s that were like so curious about like what we did and like, oh yeah, come next week. And
that's cool.
And one woman named Susan baked a cake.
Wow.
Yeah, we love Susan.
That's really wholesome.
Yeah, it was very sweet.
Oh, maybe I should start line dancing.
Yeah,
maybe.
but we're active wear, hey. It's like,
really?
Yeah.
Was it tough?
Yeah, it was pretty tough. I was like puffing afterwards.
Right. So is it like an exercise routine, or is it more just like for fun?
Like for fun, but it takes it out of you. Hey, yeah, you're just moving around the whole time. And,
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that Ed Sheeran song, that Bad Habits. Ed Sheeran
is that
song.
what you were line dancing to?
Yeah, to one of them. Yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
That's pretty funny. I wouldn't have expected that.
Yeah, it was odd, but it worked, I guess. Yeah, it had a beat.
Are you gonna incorporate it in the next gig?
Oh,
bit of line dancing
I really
on stage?
should. Hey, I've always wanted to like put more theatrics into our gigs. Find ways to, I don't know, like incorporate costume or some sort of like
that'd be awesome.
Weird shit movement. That'd be fun.
Just do weird shit.
Yeah, that's it.
Like what's his name? You know the guy that does the that guy? Do you remember his name?
I don't remember his name.
That guy. He's like like he wears some crazy shit.
Yeah,
but he's pretty amazing. Have you seen him sing like actually?
No, I've only seen that clip.
Yeah, I know.
So
I was so intrigued by that clip. I was like, I have to know what this guy does. And he is like incredible. He's got an amazing voice, and he's apparently really big. He's like an opera singer. Apparently he's really big in Asia. Or he was a while ago.
Yeah.
But yeah, maybe start with some of that. Do some little on stage. That'd be good.
Like space opera, like Fifth Element style.
Yeah. Well, that was it. Yeah.
Love that movie.
Well, speaking of gigging and stuff, how have you found gigging around Perth? Like, I want to know a little bit more about the Perth scene and like what you've experienced here.
Yeah. I've been very surprised with like how supportive it's been, and I guess like coming from the theatre world, just seeing like the differences in it, and like having like comparing the two mediums and like the communities behind them, it's been super interesting. Yeah. It'd be cool to, I guess, like see a bit more diversity in Perth lineups.
Right.
I feel like my bassist Aaron and I, we both have like white dads, but we're like usually the only people of color and like lineup. So we're just like, oh yeah, cool.
Oh
but,
wow, that's interesting.
Yeah, but I don't know. It'd be nice to see that, but it's always like, oh, hit the mic. Like a slow change, and it's, you don't want to be like overcompensating too fast. And I always like in the back of my mind have this stupid thing. I'm like, oh, is it just like a quota to fill or anything if I'm like on a gig? But you
You're
know,
worried that it's like a token gesture.
yeah, but
That sucks.
yeah, but
I'm sure it's not. Like you're a great musician and your band's great. So
thank you,
I doubt it would
Angus.
be anything other than that.
Yeah, I think it's just like it's always a thing that's in the back of your mind, because I guess it's like it's all you see is just like white people like playing music. So
Yeah.
it's not to say these people are like bad or anything like that.
No,
They're
of course
super lovely and like supportive, but yeah, just trying to find I guess like more space for more diverse lineups would be sick.
Yeah. Are there any
that's the
places
dream.
that are kind of like making progress in that around here that you kind of know of?
I know the Bird, they really do try. I think it's just more so like different genres and different scenes. It's it's I don't know, it's harder to describe because I think coming from the theatre world, that was such like a like priority to have more diversity throughout like boards and throughout like the leadership and people that are actually picking shows and leading shows and being like creative directors essentially. And probably not so much in the music world.
Right. So you noticed a bit of a like disconnect between the theatre and the music world in that sense.
Yeah. And I guess it's just like I'm just trying to just do what I do because I think that makes a difference in itself, and just trying not to get too much in my head about like, what I said before of like, am I just filling a quota or is anything like that, and just be like, no, fuck it, just like enjoy it.
Yeah.
And that is like representation in itself, and that's like
course.
your own way to, like
That's
be
cool.
an activist, I guess. Like,
no, absolutely. That's cool. I'm glad that you're kind of like turning it into a positive, I guess, in a sense where it's like not letting it eat at you.
Yeah.
Like it could.
I don't know. I'm just a bit tired of doing that, I guess. Just want to enjoy myself more on stage and not put that pressure on me.
Yeah, and it's not your job to kind of, I guess, be a pioneer, but as you said, just by doing it, you're already doing something by like
for sure.
being out and about and stuff. Yeah. So what kind of venues have you played at and like enjoyed like the most, would you say, around Perth? Is there anywhere in particular like sticks out that's been like a really cool place to play?
I feel like every second gig we play at the Bird, so that's like
right.
But also like we played a gig at the Rosemount and just like the sound was so great.
Oh,
like,
cool.
Yeah, the I think it was Jim in like the sound desk.
Yeah.
Did such a really cool job. I can't remember Jim's last name, unfortunately.
That's okay.
Yeah, but
Jim from the Rosemount.
Jim from the Rosemount.
And he killed it.
Yeah,
he killed
champion.
It on the sound.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
cool.
I don't know. That was really cool. Just like slowly, just cool to see sort of the process of just like slowly expanding the gigs a bit more and seeing a bit more of a crowd each time is really quite fun.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, the Bird's a bit of a mecca as well, as far as like,
for sure.
It's like the Bird, and then that's kind of like the city area.
Yeah.
And it's like the place to be. So it's cool that you're playing there. Like, I think that's a great place to be playing at least. Have you, do you kind of like interact with a lot of other local musicians like regularly and see them at gigs and stuff?
Yeah, I've been trying to like really make that a point of like what I do now, because I think before like going into the theatre world, I just like go in, play my gig and then fuck off, and then be like, oh, why doesn't anyone like want to come to my gigs? Because like I'm not there supporting other people. So it's like putting more effort into watching shows and showing up, I think is like a really good thing too. And it's fun.
Yeah, of course. It's so fun. And like I feel like because I was talking to Ryan last week and he mentioned about like kind of like, oh, you know, when you're at like doing festivals and touring and stuff, you start talking to other people. And I was like, how do you get there though? Because like that's like you kind of like have to be somewhat established to be able to like tour, you know what I mean?
Sure.
So it's like I was kind of wondering like, from your point of view, like how do you feel about that, like getting your foot in the door and like kind of meeting people and stuff? Has it been like now that you're putting a little bit more effort into it, do you find it's like it's happening, like things are happening, or is it?
I think for the amount of time that I guess like we've been together as a unit, like quite a lot of things have happened and we've achieved a lot. But I think I'm also back in my mind thinking like, oh, I'm like a woman in my late 20s, and it's harder to get your foot into the door when you kind of hit the age like 26. Essentially, you kind of, I don't know, get a bit more invisible or you just become invisible to the music industry, and not just the music industry, like a lot of the arts industry. And that's, I guess that's something that I keep thinking of, that having like realistic expectations for what goals I can achieve.
Right.
Which is, it's like a bit sad, but like it's also, I'm trying to, I guess not get my hopes up too high, but
no, I know what you mean. Because there is always that fear of like, is it too late? Because but I don't think it is. I'm sure it's not. Like, there are plenty of people that have like blown up later in life, or kind of like kept ticking away over time, and then gradually.
Carly Rae Jepsen.
Carly Rae. We love Carly.
But,
that was not the example I expected you to use.
What example were you going to use?
I don't know. I hadn't thought of anyone. I was actually kind of just buying time until I thought of someone.
Carly Rae Jepsen.
But Carly Rae. How's she doing now? Is she still?
Yeah, she's doing great. She's in, I think she's 36, 37, and just like really hitting the pop game hard.
That's cool.
Like,
Go Carly.
Very
Carly Rae.
inspirational. I guess it's just like, I'm just trying to be grateful for the things that we kind of, achieve as we go along. And always have like big ambitions and dreams.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
Stuff,
but also keep it realistic.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a good place to be. And like, you guys are in very early stages as far as bands go.
Sure.
Like, so I think the stage that you're at now is pretty impressive, considering you've only been together for such a short time.
Yeah.
Like, and it's cool that you're kind of like releasing an album, and like, this is where everything kind of really starts. Now, I imagine, like,
for sure.
as far as like getting gigs and playing and stuff.
Yeah.
And I remember you mentioning that you guys have like, because you've said you've wrote a ton of songs, and not all of them are in this album, obviously.
Yeah.
Have you been playing those ones as well, live, like any other ones, or like?
Yeah, we've played a couple of like the songs from the past EP.
Okay.
And kind of wanting, I guess, once we finish recording the rest of the album, kind of moving on to the next thing is like what I want to be doing.
Yeah.
And I think it's probably going to be sounding more like shoegazy, more
Okay.
I don't know, like dream pop vibes, which
Cool.
would be fun.
That'll be awesome. Yeah.
I don't know, see what happens. So it could be very different once we go into the studio again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What kind of inspired that like genre, I guess? Do you have particular artists?
Yeah, Courtney, Josh and we used to be in a shoegazy band called Effie's Trip.
Okay.
Unfortunately that kind of fell to the wayside, but the three of us really wanted to continue playing music, and I think there are some like really great songs that we made and that I like lyrics that I wrote that I really want to see like have another life, and hopefully it happens. It'd be cool.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah,
cool. So I think that feels pretty good to me. I feel like we covered a lot today.
Covered heaps.
Yeah, it was lovely to talk to you. I feel like maybe we shouldn't have talked about the puffer fish for as long.
Oh no, that's fine.
I personally liked it. I think the puffer fish. Yeah,
What was the sound again? Amazing.
Oh man,
cool.
That's wow. We're really beating a dead horse with the or a dead puffer fish, I guess we could say.
Fish.
Yeah. But it was lovely to talk to you.
Yeah, you too,
I feel like
mate.
I got to know you a bit better, which is really nice because like I've been working with you a little bit and like seeing you regularly, but you never really get a chance to like talk, especially about like kind of like your experiences and stuff. It's just kind of like we're just either messing around or doing music. Like so it was nice to talk to you a bit more. If you want to check out Jess, where can they go?
So if you can look up Jocelyn's Baby on Spotify and like on iTunes as well, all the platforms, and they'll be like you'll be able to listen to the past EP, Fetus and Fossil, and the new singles, Are You Listening and Did It Hurt You will be coming out on the 24th of June.
Oh, so, cool.
Yeah,
pretty
soon.
close.
Yeah, very soon.
Have you got any gigs lined up soon?
Yeah, so I've got a solo gig on the 14th at Leaderville. is it 21st Amendment Bar, and that's like a residency with Lo. Yeah, she's doing really cool stuff. And with the full band will be 18th of June for Teen Angst single launch.
Nice.
And yeah, we're playing with Body Horrors as well.
Oh, yeah.
They're a sick Perth
Yeah,
band.
yeah,
Both of them are one of my favorite, two of my favorite Perth bands.
Yeah, cool. That's awesome. Lovely. Well, thanks very much.
You're very welcome, mate.
Thanks for listening to this week's episode. If you want to check us out on social media, you can go to TikTok, Facebook, or Instagram at On The Same Wavelength Pod. If you listen to this on Spotify, feel free to check out the video version on YouTube, and we hope to see you next week.